Ann Arbor, Michigan. Is it all it's cracked up to be? What the heck is all the hype about? And do people actually love living here? Well, it's been ranked one of the top places to live, top places to raise a family, and a ton of other accolades that I'm not going to go into here. But you might be asking yourself, is Ann Arbor really a good place? Let me hear it from somebody besides the news. Well, in this video, I'm covering just that. So stick around because we're getting after it right now. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Eric Meldrum here, your Michigan real estate agent. I've lived in Michigan my whole entire life. I grew up in Metro Detroit. I know a thing or two about it. And you might be asking yourself, what is all the hype about Ann Arbor? Well, we're going to get into that. But before we do, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning to our channel, welcome back. We love hanging out with you. I make videos on what it's like to live here in Metro Detroit, all the surrounding areas. We got vlog tours, property tours, and videos just like this where we answer some common questions about living here. So if you're into that type of thing, then go ahead and subscribe. Tap that little bell so you're the first to learn about the current market right here in Metro Detroit and all the new videos we put out. And hey, if you're thinking about making that move in 1 month, or 1 year from now, then don't hesitate to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We want to be the best resource for you when making your move to Michigan. So Ann Arbor, Michigan, why in the world do so many people love living here? Well, there's a ton of reasons to live here. There's a ton of great reasons. There's some not so great reasons, but majority of the good reasons we're going to cover in this video. But if you're like me, when I moved to Ann Arbor, I wanted to know, like, where'd the name come from? Who's Ann? Like, why does she exist? I kind of know Arbor is trees, but how did they come together? Like, what is that? Well, you're in luck because I was curious. I got the answer for you. I'm going to share it with you now. So back in 1984, a guy named John Allen and Elijah Rumsey actually founded all the land that's now known as Ann Arbor. And guess what? Their wife's names were both Ann. So now I know where Ann comes from. It's John's wife, it's Elijah's wife. And the arbor part, it's a shady garden alcove with sides and a roof formed by trees or climbing plants trained over a wooden frame. So now I'm just picturing Ann Arbor as this like big framed in town. It's pretty cool, Ann Arbor. So that's Ann Arbor. That's how it's got its name. John Allen, Elijah Rumsey. Thanks, guys. Ann Arbor. All right. So in addition to having a pretty cool name, let's talk about why so many people love living here. That's what you guys are here in this video for, right? Well, number one on the list is the school system. Now, this is a major contributor to why Ann Arbor is one of the best places to live because we have a university like the University of Michigan. We have a healthcare system, and keep this in mind. This is going to be the pillar of where a lot of things start with Ann Arbor because of the school system, because of the hospital system, and why property values and the quality of life is so high here in Ann Arbor. So the University of Michigan, we have about 32 to 35,000 undergrads and graduate students that come here from all over the world. There's a very diverse community here at the University of Michigan. People come from all over the world to attend the university. So naturally, we have a ton of students here in Ann Arbor. But in addition to the University of Michigan, the public schools in Ann Arbor are ranked amongst all schools nationally. They've got in the top 10. I think some of the specific schools, when you get into like the middle schools and what they specialize in their curriculums, they can start ranking in like the top 2 or 3 amongst schools nationally. So if you're looking for a great school system, Ann Arbor is one of the major reasons why so many people like living here and why the property values continue to stay high. All right, so let's talk about the job market here in Ann Arbor. Now, there's no shortage of jobs. I think one of the things that I love about the job market here is you got a ton to choose from. So if you're in tech, if you're in automotive, if you're in healthcare, if you're in software development, you have so many different options here because there are so many companies that service these industries. One of the largest employers here is the University of Michigan, and the job market is just really plentiful. So let's talk about some of the major employers. I just mentioned one of them, the University of Michigan. They employ over 35,000 people. That's with the healthcare system and the university, just so we're clear. So that stat that we just covered with how many students are actually here, there is one employee in the healthcare and university for every student that goes here. Like, that's insane. That's a lot of people. So between those two populations, 70,000 people in Ann Arbor that are going to school and working at the University of Michigan. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. So if you're not working in healthcare or automotive or even the education system, don't worry. The job market here is still booming. There are tons of tech and startup companies here in Ann Arbor. Now, I remember when I was first started working in Ann Arbor, I got plugged into the tech scene, and there was a ton of companies, and a lot of these companies come out of, the accelerators and the spin-outs of the University of Michigan. They're doing a great job at innovation, and naturally, there's a lot of money here to be pumped into these companies. There's a great VCs, and some of the biggest companies that have come out of the university was Duo Security. They came out of the university from an accelerator, then they kind of grew. But anyways, Duo Security sold to Cisco for like $1 billion or something. I mean, wish I had $1 billion. I'd be buying everything in Ann Arbor. But the founders were here in Ann Arbor. That's where the company started. And that was the first unicorn to come out of Ann Arbor. So if you're into the tech scene and into the startup scene, unicorn is a $1 billion valuation on a company, and Duo Security did it. All right, so we got a huge population here. We got people working at the University of Michigan, the automotive industry. So where does everybody live, and what should I be expecting to pay here in Ann Arbor? Well, the real estate here is absolutely crazy, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really expensive. So if you're looking for a cheap house or a deal, you're probably gonna be fighting a lot of investors here, because a lot of people do come to Ann Arbor because of the reasons we talked about before. Population is growing. The job market is very secure with having the university and the automotive industry kind of holding on to Ann Arbor and supporting it. So the houses here, what you can expect to pay is anywhere around $489,000 for your average home here in Ann Arbor. Now, I find this crazy because I looked up the average income. The average income is $69,000 in Ann Arbor, which, if you kind of do the math, like $69,000 is not going to equate to a $489,000 house. So where are the deficiencies here? I mean, if you got answers for me, let me know in the comments. Love to hear them. But the average taxes that you're going to pay on that $489,000 house is right around $7,000 a year. Now, one of the most expensive listings on the market right now is listed at $2.7 million. Now, don't get me wrong. These homes are expensive, but they are absolutely beautiful. Ann Arbor has some of the best real estate from an architectural perspective. You can find mid-century moderns, which I absolutely love. I love stepping into this time capsule when people keep them in pristine condition. And when they do update them, they make the fantastic updates that are in line with what you would see in a mid-century modern home. And then you got homes that are Tudor style, colonial style, and the architects here and the people who do a lot of the work, trust me, they take this in mind and they do not do shiesty work. So you'll see that in the craftsmanship for any homes that have been updated. All right, and the lowest listing on the market right now is a little condo for $160,000. So you got a wide range. You can get a little condo, 160, or you can go up into the millions. But on average, you're gonna be paying right around $489,000 for your home. All right, so another reason why so many people love living here, well, the food scene. There's so many people here it's like a melting pot. You got all these different nationalities, you got all these different foods. It's absolutely great. And if you're gonna be looking for some local cuisine, I would definitely check out Zingerman's. If you want a hot pastrami, if you want a Reuben, or one of the best and most expensive sandwiches on rye, definitely check out Zingerman's. They actually employ about 700 people here in the city. So that's pretty big. They're actually ranked on one of the largest employers here in Ann Arbor. So Zingerman's is a go-to. And then you got Sava's. They have the Dixboro Project, which is in Ann Arbor as well. So Sava's is downtown, and then you got the Dixboro Project. Fantastic food. She does a great job. We've actually got to know her over the years, and she's somebody who really takes pride in her food. So Sava's and Dixboro definitely go to. And then if you want to be downtown some more, you got the Black Pearl Real Seafood Company. And if you're looking for some awesome ramen, check out the Slurping Turtle. It's one of my favorites. I go there every time I'm in town. I always want to go there, and I'm like, oh, I don't have time. I need to get it to go, and it's gonna slosh around in the. No, I just make it a point once a month. Get your Slurping Turtle and get out. So Ann Arbor is actually a really active town. I mean, you got a lot of things going on. If you're looking for an active lifestyle, Ann Arbor is definitely going to be for you. There's so many things to do, coming from the university to shows, to concerts, to comedy clubs, and just nightlife. So Ann Arbor is vibrant in that regard. Can't look over the vibrant art community here. That's really what Ann Arbor is known for. Home of the art fair every single year. People come from all over the world. I've done a separate video on that. You guys can check that out. But the art fair definitely brings a lot of interesting characters. Another event that they have is the Hash Bash. Very less popular with most people, but Hash Bash is just what it sounds like, guys. It is all about, hash and marijuana and all that fun stuff. So if you're into that, Ann Arbor's got a great little spot that you can go hang out in the Hash Bash once a year. But if you're not going to be smoking doobies, then you can definitely check out some more of the town. They have a planetarium, which they invested quite a bit of money in. It's like state of the art, and this thing is absolutely gorgeous. So check out the planetarium, or you want to take the kids to the hands-on museum. We love taking our girls there, and we take them in, and they don't even know they're learning science and all this education stuff. They just think they're playing with toys, but they're learning. Make no mistake about it. So that's the one thing I love, is just taking them in there, letting them run wild. They have wind tunnels, they have water table things, they have all this sciencey stuff with magnets, but it's really cool. I would encourage you, take the kids there and check it out. We spent hours there just having fun. All right, so in addition to all the indoor activities, let's step outside for a second, because this is where it's at. Now, if you're in Ann Arbor, you are an outdoor enthusiast. So many people are out and about, walking around, biking, hiking, kayaking down the Huron River. And this is what Ann Arbor is known for. So the outdoor activities, living an active lifestyle, is definitely why so many people love living here. I think for all ages, whether you're young, middle-aged, or elderly, there is something for you. And I see a ton of people walking all over the city. The walkability score in Ann Arbor, I think, is like an 8.5 or a 9. They're on this path to get rid of all the cars in the downtown area. It's pretty cool, because you'll see autonomous cars driving through Ann Arbor. May Mobility and a lot of the auto research companies that are working on the autonomous vehicles here, they actually start testing them right in Ann Arbor. So you'll see those things with gear all over the car. They're all geared up, and they're taking cameras and all sensors and stuff. I actually used to work on a lot of that stuff in supply chain, which is pretty funny. That's why I know a lot about it. But the outdoor activities in Ann Arbor, there is so much to do. From the botanical gardens, you can go walk by the river, walk through nature, just see a ton of things that Ann Arbor has to offer from these botanical gardens. And in addition to that, if you want to bike to work or just go bike around town, there is actually 79 miles of bike lanes in Ann Arbor. When I saw that stat, I'm like, I know there's a lot of bike lanes, but 79 miles of them. There's the stat. And in addition to that, you got 20 nature trails around the city limits. I mean, I counted them on the map for you guys. There's too many of them. I couldn't even keep up. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20 of them. So 20 nature trails. And then in addition to that, you got the Huron River that runs right through Ann Arbor. So there's parks everywhere. There's nature trails. There's bike lanes. Get out, get active. That's why people love Ann Arbor. All right, so with all this activity, people walking, biking around town, is there any place to shop? And the answer is yes. So Ann Arbor has some great shopping. I mean, you can go to stores like the Den, get all your University of Michigan gear, go to stores like Rock, Paper, Scissors, grab some local stationery and just little things that they have on display. But for the most part, you're gonna find a lot of locally made things here, a lot of things that you couldn't find anywhere else. Remember, we have a huge art scene here in Ann Arbor. So people, local artists, they make, little gadgets, little things, and they sell them to a lot of these boutique shops that are downtown Ann Arbor, and they do really well. So in addition to this, you're definitely going to want to check out the farmers market. It's probably one of the best farmers market I've ever been to. And it happens Saturday, and then Sunday, they have an artisans market. So you can check out both of them, where you can find locally made things and local produce from the local farms around town. All right, so there you have it. That's why so many people love living in Ann Arbor. Now, we covered a lot of the pros, but I did make a cons video on this. It's called the pros and cons. You guys can go check it out on my channel. I did the cost of living, covered some neighborhoods in Ann Arbor. So if you want to learn more about Ann Arbor, we got a lot of content on the channel. But thanks so much for sticking around. We hope that this information was useful for you. So if you did like it, then smash that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you're the first to learn about the current market and all the new videos we drop in Michigan. And hey, if you're moving here, we want to be the best resource for you. So make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. I've even put my Calendly link down below so you can schedule a call with me, and I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move here to Michigan. All right, guys, that's a wrap for this video. Go check out these other videos that we made all about Michigan and Metro Detroit, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.